Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Brainwash to be Broke series. Today's guest is another amazing person when it comes to coaching people. She is basically helping entrepreneurs and leaders scale with integrity and purpose. She is 30 plus years in coaching space, and she is helping. She's a business owner, executives, and high-level entrepreneur, focus on growth, strong leadership, and lasting impact. So I'm super pumped to have her here. When it comes to most of the shows and how they are starting out is usually like the backstory. But I would love to take this interview from a little bit of different direction,
Okay.
and I would love to hear from you. What is the driving source, the true driving source of your success?
Oh, that's a great question. I think with coaching, it's my passion. I have such a strong desire to uplift humanity. That's like the bottom line. I believe that we're all here to learn unconditional love and compassion, and that if we were all working, I'll say, for our divine purpose, because I believe we're all born with a gift that we're meant to share with the world. So if we were all living from that place of divine purpose, and we were able to implement that, and we were able to share those gifts that we have, that we would have world peace, because everybody would be living from that divinity, right? They'd be allowing those gifts to come through, flow through them, and be gifted back to the world. And it would be so uplifting, it would change the world that we live in. That's why I think that's my biggest driving factor is I love people. I love working. I love watching them light up. So in my coaching class, and I'm just sure I've had over 6,600. I think I'm pushing 6,700 people through my coaching
Wow.
program now, which is a lot. And the reason I believe I'm still here is because of the coaching method that I teach. But to back up, what is so wonderful about teaching people how to coach is because in the class they get coached. And when they receive the coaching in class, they light up. And it's like, oh my gosh, because we're, like the name of your show, we've been programmed that we have to do these certain things, you know, get a job, go to school, get a job, get married, have a couple kids, and do this whole cycle over and over again. Well, that's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. It's so a lot of times I get people that come to my class and I ask, what is it that you're called to do? What is it that you're divinely inspired to do? What would you stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning talking about because you're so excited about it? And I get those answers from them. And then we talk about the strategy. How can we make this work for you? What steps do you need to take so that you can have that, so that you can live that and be that, right? Because they're on fire for it, right? They're so excited. So, that's the beauty of teaching the class. So when you ask what do you think is the foundation, the basis for my success? I think it's my enthusiasm. It's my enthusiasm for uplifting people, for helping them to get on the path, for help, inspire their dreams, right? People have dreams. People have things that they really want to do, that they're inspired to do, that they're meant to do. And if they're not doing that, what are they doing? They're doing what they were told to do. Somebody
Yeah.
told them to
Yeah.
do it. And it breaks my heart because like I said, I've had people come to class and they'll they cry when they're in class
Mhm.
because, and that's
Mhm.
they go, it's happy tears, it's happy tears. It's happy tears and they're crying because it's the first time they've given themselves permission to do what it is that's been in their heart forever to do. They just never gave
Mhm.
themselves permission to do it. So when they hear it, I'll back up. Part of my coaching process is that we ask our clients where they want to go, what they want to do, what do they want their life to look like. Then we create a vision statement for them. The vision statement helps to reprogram the subconscious mind, the old programming that they got, right? So it reprograms the subconscious mind so that when they get ready to go do what it is they are called to do, they don't get stopped by self-sabotage, anxiety, stress, or anything like that because they've listened to the vision statement enough times. that it's reprogrammed the old messages. It's got new messages now are, you've got this, you're successful, you can see the audience applauding you. You can see yourself being successful on stage, or you can see yourself getting that raise or that new job or whatever it is that they want. They can see it in their mind's eye over and over until they get ready to go do it. And then instead of the fear and the anxiety, it's like, oh man, I've done this 100 times. I got this. I can do it. Right. So it's a real breakthrough method for people. I think that's why I'm still here. I think that's why I've got 6,700 graduates, because I'm doing this, right? It's because we are changing people's minds, their old programming, and putting them on the path to success and to living the life that they were incarnated. I mean, I believe that people are incarnated, that we incarnate lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. We finally get the message, we finally have the experience and get the message. And then we have the awakening. We wake up and we go, oh, hey, I'm here for a reason. And that's what happens in the class, is people get to discover that, it's true. I can have what it is that I've had in my heart for decades and never expressed. So I don't know what the foundation that put me on this path really. I know that a little bit more of my background is, for a long time I was in software, and I was developing software, and I was really very good at designing things and making it smoother and faster and putting the pieces of the puzzle together, because in computer world, every bit and byte has to be perfect or it just doesn't work. So I was putting together and designing and then coding and doing all that kind of stuff with systems. And then when I got into coaching, I realized there was no system. I'm like, why isn't there a system? How come it takes, the basic thing about coaching is we're asking questions. So I'm like, how come those coaching programs take 2 years? All you're doing is asking questions. How hard is it? I'm coming from the programming world where everything is pretty darn complicated and it has to be perfect. But we're just asking questions. I don't know why this is so hard. Okay, we don't have a system. Let me get the system together. So I designed the coaching system. It's been proven to provide that transformation for clients, and it's not hard. It doesn't take, it's 16 hours in the class. You can learn the system because it's step by step. Here, you do these things, you're going to get these results. It's that simple. And so when that was the thing I went in coaching, I go, they take 2 years to train you to do what? Ask questions?
I didn't even know that. Yeah. I didn't even know that like usually like 2 years. Okay, that's really interesting.
That's like the doctorate. Let's go get a doctorate in coaching. You want to get a doctorate in coaching, go take a 2 year how to ask questions.
Right. Oh, you mean like, okay, you mean like to become a coach like takes 2 years or so, or like to coach somebody to be a different person? Was it like which one of those you meant?
Okay, so there are some organizations that require you to take 2 years worth of training to be called a certified coach.
Interesting.
Yeah, and some are 9 months, some are 6 months. Mine's 16 hours. Why? Because I teach a system that's already been proven to work.
Right.
I don't know. By the time I came out of the, software development world and I saw coaching, I went, this isn't hard. What's so hard about this? This is easy compared to what I was doing over there. So let's just get a system together and make it work. And that's what I did. So it's really all about changing a person's mindset. Right?
Right.
Because we were like you were talking about, like this show is about this show is about the fact that we are all brought up thinking, and we're programmed from going to school, right? You got to go to school and you got to show up and you got to sit in your desk and you got to answer the questions. You got to learn all this content that's going to serve you not, right? So you have to do all these things and behave basically like they want you to behave. You have to go get the job that, maybe it's your parents told you, or maybe it's your academic advisor said you got to go do this thing, right? You're programmed all the way from kindergarten all the way up through college that you have to go do this thing, right? And the truth is, we are all beautiful spiritual beings with a divine purpose. We have a reason we incarnated in this lifetime, and it's so beautiful. God is so good. It's so beautiful that we are all given these gifts that we're meant to share with the world. And it's a shame when somebody goes with that old programming and goes, okay, no, I gotta do 40 hours. I need to get married. I need to have 2 kids. I need to have 2 cars in the garage. I need to
Right.
and maybe have the boat, it's like, and I gotta have my certificates on the wall, and I gotta, it's like,
Yeah.
no, who are you? You're a spiritual being. What is it that you came to earth to do? Right? Let's go there.
I love it. Yeah. So tell me, when it comes to you, like who you become or who you became,
Mhm.
when it started for you, like what was the point, the starting point for you when you realized that the normal, the ordinary, basically way of living is not for you, and what is the reason why you decided to change it?
That's a really good question. I think I've always been a rebel. I don't know why that is.
Yeah. Well,
People say psychology, right? You're the second born child, you're the rebel, and I am the second born child of my family. So maybe that's why I was always the rebel. I don't know, but it started, boy, when I was young. I remember, I don't even know if I should bring this up, but when I was young, I was probably maybe 10, and my dad was not a big church person, but my mom was. And my
hmm,
mom wanted us to go to church. And so we go to this church, and they're, having us flip through the Bible and, pick out. I'm like, this is, I don't know this Bible, and I don't know where the passages are and everything. And um, the preacher was going, "We're all sinners." And I'm like, I'm not a sinner. I haven't done it. I'm
mm,
like, I'm a kid, right? I'm
hmm,
like, well, it's like I haven't sinned. I don't tell lies. I'm good. I do good. I'm a good girl. I do good things. Why call me a sinner? And so I really had like a resistance to being told that I was a sinner when I was like 10. It's like
wow.
I didn't want to hear it. It's like, I'm no, that's not who I am. I know who I am. I'm not that. So I resisted going to church from that day on. So I am not, what do you call it, Bible smart, where I haven't studied the Bible and I know about the Bible. My spiritual beliefs have come from what I intuit, what I
Hmm.
receive, the messages that I receive, as opposed to what somebody else put in a book, you know?
Right, right.
And
Hmm.
when I read other spiritual books, like, oh my God, Eckhart Tolle has great content on spirituality. Have you read Eckhart
Right.
Tolle's? Okay.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
What is the book about? Like, what is the name again?
okay. He's got two that I'm aware of.
Okay, okay. You will give me those names after the interview. I'm going to put it on in the descriptions
Yes, yes.
so
Okay.
people
So
can look
his
at it.
books
Yeah.
are phenomenal. He also, received a lot of information and put it into a very cohesive book. And basically, what he's saying is there is no power except for right in this moment, right? We only
Hmm.
have this moment. We can't change the past. We don't know what's going to
Yep.
happen in the future, but right here, right now, I can be the light. I can bring light
Hmm.
into the world right here, right now. But later, I don't know, or before, no, there's no power in
Yep.
that. There's no power in the future. It's only right now. So that is his message. And
Yep.
I am right there with him. It's like we need to embody and cherish who we are in
Hmm.
and the fact that we are all spiritual beings here having a human experience, and then do what you're called to do. Figure out what you're called to do. And it's not that hard to figure out, because if you have a passion for something, if you
Hmm.
love to do it, if you excel at it, right? And other people go, "How did you do that?" Right? Because that's what people say to me. "How did you do that?" I go, "Well, I just had a passion for it." If you have
Hmm.
a passion for it, it's it comes easy for you. And here's the other thing, I believe, and this it's God will make a way for you. If
Hmm.
you're meant to do it, God will make a way for you to do it. Right? I think it's in the Bible. It says something about the path will be laid straight before you. I don't know many.
Hmm.
I know,
Hmm.
but the path will be laid straight before you. It's true. The universe, I believe, or God, the angels, the master teachers, all of them, they're there, and they are conspiring on our behalf to clear the way for us to express our divinity. So it's time it's time to do that. And at this age, I mean this day and age in 2026, that's what this is, 2026. It's time to get
Yeah.
on board, allow that beautiful energy to come through you, and then turn around and share it with the world. And that's what I feel like that's my mission right now. I wrote a book
Mm,
called Awakening to Divine Purpose, and I just
mm,
finished writing it. It published it in December. And that's it. I mean, I think that we are all here as spiritual beings living a human life so that we can learn unconditional love and acceptance. Well, how do we do that? We got to find out what we're passionate about and share that with the world.
that's beautiful. I love it. Like when it comes to the book, what was the reason why did you actually wrote the book, if I may ask?
Okay, so it's difficult. I've been teaching this class for a long time, right? And when I have an uneven number of people in my class, I get coached. Okay, so every class I teach, I get coached pretty much. And I had this message, that I needed to um, put a message out there. I kept getting it. You need to put a message out there. You need to get, I'm like, oh, come on. It's like I've got my coaching business. I'm doing that. I got so many things. I don't want to do a book.
Yeah.
And I shared that in class, and they're like, oh, you need to do your book. Okay, so when are you going to get started on your book? When you're going to get the book done? What does it take to get your book? So I got coached and coached and coached on doing the book, and finally I went, okay. And then I had the Awakening to Divine Purpose. I had the name, and then this one of these guys sent me a picture, and I went, oh my God, that's the cover. That's the cover. I
Mm,
haven't written it yet. I go, but that's the cover. So I got the cover. I go, now I got to write the book. And that's kind of how it happened. I was just encouraged by my coaches that I trained to do it. And I don't know, once you get that message, okay, so I have a quote. This is my quote. Show up for God, and God will show up for you in miraculous ways. I
mm,
believe that with all my heart. So one of the things that show up for God part is like, if you're being guided to write a book, you better show up for God and write the book. So
very interesting. Okay.
right. It's some of my own, it's the things that I hear, it's like, you got to do these things. You got to write the book. You got to
Right.
share the message. You got to tell everybody they're, beautiful spiritual beings, that you're here to
Mm,
learn and also to share your gifts. It's like, oh, okay. Anyway, so in the book, we talk about this pathway, just a lot of what you were talking here,
right.
where we
Right.
talk about, first thing, people have an awakening. What makes them wake
Hmm.
up when they realize? I think we were talking about that earlier, where you were talking about how you realized that you were on that same path that your family had been down before, and you're like, I don't want to
Yep.
be down that path. People have an awakening. Something happens that wakes them up. Maybe there's a death in the family. Maybe they lose a loved one,
Right.
and it's like, what is life all about? Maybe they just don't even want to be here anymore. They get to the
Hmm.
point where they're down. It's like they're going, okay, there's got to be more to life than this. And there is. All you need to do
Right.
is
Right.
look for it, right? But that's when the awakening happens. When something is like not right, and they finally have to go inside and go, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what the point of all of this is. What is the point? And then those things start, they be discovered. The things like intuition, right?
Mm,
Not
hmm.
everybody believes in intuition, but oh man, once you start practicing to be intuitive, and you realize that the universe is conspiring on our behalf to help us get to where we want to go, then you start paying attention to the signs, right? There's
Hmm.
signs that uh, it's like, okay, I should go in this. Okay, if a door closes, like, it's closing for a reason. Get the clue, right? If it opens, then it's like, oh, you need to walk through that door and find out what's on the other side, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So pay attention to the signs. It's pretty much that simple,
Yeah. Yeah. I love it because like most of the people are, they are scared of what other people think about them, like, or they are
Mhm.
paying attention to it, and
Yeah.
also like they are scared of decision making. Most of the people, they never even made any decision in their lives. Everything is basically some type like kind of prepared for them, or in somebody else made the decision for them.
Yep.
So it's really interesting, like place to live in when we see what actually is happening around the world. And like I yeah, like it's it's really really crucial to actually to start thinking for yourself
Yes.
based on like what actually you are capable of, because we are all really really powerful human beings. And we are here to create, because we are basically creators,
Yes.
right? We are in the image of God.
Yes.
And I love being the creator and trying and testing different things, new things, right?
Yeah.
Even though they are scary, but I'm like kind of addicted to doing so.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm just like obsessed about, and I love doing those things. But also, I wanted to ask you, when you started your basically not like the entrepreneurship journey, but even prior of that, have you ever experienced luck actually in your life? Because I did pretty bad. I shared that with you right before, and I'm just curious if you like, what was your family about? Did you have like family set it up the way that they've been like entrepreneurs some type of way, or they've been like climbing the corporate ladder either, or how was the beginning for you?
That's a really good question. So I'd say I come from a middle class family. My
Right.
father was an engineer. My mom stayed at home and took
But
care
very
of all.
clever. So father very clever.
Yes.
When it comes to engineering, really
Yeah.
really cool. Because
Yeah.
like I've been studying that stuff, so I know what it takes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So he designed things for Formula One cars, and
Wow.
yeah, he was brilliant. Okay, just a brilliant man, and had four daughters. So
Uh-huh.
my three sisters did exactly. Went to college, got married, have kids, all that, right? So
Yep.
they got it. And I got married also, but in England. Okay, I went to
Uh-huh.
England when I was 17. I went to England and got married and had my daughter there, and then later, I don't know, 6 years later, had my son there. So the thing about
What
England.
what what brought you there
Okay,
actually into
great question,
England?
right? My dad was working there for Garrett Airways.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Uh-huh.
he got shipped over to England a lot of times. Then finally he goes, I'm not going there again unless I can bring my family. So the company paid for the whole family to go over.
Yep.
When we got there, I said, I want to stay. I don't want to go back. So my parents
Mm.
said, okay. So was I the rebel? A little bit. Like let my daughter stay in a foreign country? Okay. Why? Because I was the rebel, It's like, oh yeah, let's get rid. Let's let her,
That's really interesting. Most of the people are running from Europe.
right? Oh my God. So I had fun though. I was 17 and I did go to school there. I went and that's where I learned the programming. That's where I learned computers. So it's like, so became my foundation for what I did for another
Mm.
years, But also I joined a band. So I was singing with the band. We recorded
Wow.
an album.
Very interesting.
Oh my gosh. So it was a good time. And I, we talked about this a little bit, the weather there. No, right?
No, I know. Wow. Yeah.
Oh gosh, but
England.
it was
Well, yeah.
fun, because I was coming from California where it hardly ever rains, go to England and it's raining all
That's
the
that's
time.
right.
So it's raining.
No.
And then
Yeah, yeah.
it was fun. It was an experience, and I ended up being there for 5 years before we migrated over here, and that's when I got into even more programming over here. I went back to school and got some trained in COBOL, which is a programming language for businesses.
Interesting.
And
So okay, so what was the turning point then? Because you said that you basically been doing programming and this type of things, and then you just like, why you decided to go
to
for
coaching.
coaching at all? Like, why did you decide, and why even coaching? Like, you mentioned something that there is a passion of helping people and so on, but what was it for you actually?
Right. So
Like,
how did I get to
yeah.
this? It's like so interesting because I loved working with computers because
Uh-huh.
computers were very logical. I'm very logical. So is
Right.
one plus one is always two in a computer. Always. But
Yeah.
when people are around, it's like one plus one doesn't always make two. It's like people do crazy. I had a really hard time understanding people. So for a long time while I was programming, I was also trying to understand people. I
Hmm.
took psychology, I read psychology books, I took classes, I took pranic healing classes, so metaphysical
Hmm.
classes, pranic
Hmm.
healing, angel therapy classes, became a certified spiritual counselor. I was searching and I did crystal healing class. I was searching for what is it that I'm really supposed to be doing? Because I knew for about
Right.
10 years of doing the programming thing, but I was looking, what is it that I am supposed to be doing? I know there's something else. And that's what I was like, I did so many different things, modalities. I learned neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so I was really searching for the answer to what was my next thing that I was supposed to do. And it turned out to be coaching. I mean, one day I stumbled on coaching on a website and went, huh, this might be it. And then I
Mm.
or a sign. I'm like following the signs where I go, okay, if this is what I'm supposed to do, give me a sign, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I got the sign and I just like, okay, I'm going for it. It took me three
Wow.
years to transition from my software and coding. So I was coding and building my coaching business at the same time. And then after 3 years, I transitioned and went full time into the coaching and coach training. So it was,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah,
It's very different when you are working actually with people, like with humans, than like
totally.
literally,
Oh,
with wow. Ve-
completely different. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I had, I just was so confused why people would
Right.
do things. Like, why would somebody do that? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense to me at all. You know?
But it fascinated you, right?
Yes,
It
yes.
seems like,
It's like,
right?
yeah, so
Because it's very different. Like computer is predictable, everything
yes,
numbers, everything is like structured,
love
right? And
computers,
now, wow, like humans, different beasts.
right? Exactly. Exactly. They're so, and they do such confusing things like, why would you do that? Okay, so this is why I think the coaching system that I teach is so powerful because if you think about it, our minds are very much like computers. We are programmed, like just like
Hmm.
you say, programmed to be broke, right? We are programmed from the time we are zero till we're 8 years old. Our
Why? How is it happening? That programming actually.
from our surroundings, everybody around us, and,
Hmm.
and our parents, our maybe it's cousins, aunts, our teachers. 0 to 8 years old is the programming period. And that's when our like we got a blank slate when we come in, and then we get all this programming from everybody around us. It could be siblings, or it could be our parents, it could be aunts, uncles, teachers, but it's people that are around us when we're 0 to 8. And
Hmm.
so that becomes what's called our comfort zone. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
anytime you want to step outside of that, that's when the anxiety and the stress of the fight or flight response comes.
Right.
So in order to reprogram that, we need to have a new message and the way to reprogram, there's repetition, right? So we repeat and repeat and repeat what it is that we want over and over again. And then we will have
Become
yeah, we
basically.
will become that because we will have that right programming. So
Ooh. Hmm.
it's so important to get the right programming.
But
That's yeah. Mm,
you said it very very clearly. Like I have never met anybody who explained it so simply and clearly.
mm,
So I'm assuming that you are really 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 good at what you do,
thank you.
because I have literally, I'm telling you that what you said, it's so clear, like I have never heard of before, like literally.
Thank you.
Because there are lots of people and they are trying to make it more like, I don't know, like curious or like curiosity driven, or some type of, like, it's some magic or something, some special gift or something.
It's not magic.
And it's really really interesting,
Yeah.
because how did you came up to this concept that is literally like, you know the repetition, that this is the programming basically that going to form us into who we are.
Okay, so Dr. Bruce Lipton
Mm-hmm.
also says these same things. And I read some of his content, but mostly I watched his videos on YouTube. His videos on YouTube are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, he says that it's the exact same thing. From the time we're 0 to we're 8, we are programmed. And also, there's another Dr. John Kappas. Dr. John Kappas said the same thing. He wrote a book about hypnosis, right? So
Right.
I'm on my 10-year thing trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I'm studying. I'm reading. I'm learning about the
Right.
different modalities, the different things. NLP. I mean, NLP is amazing. So Dr. Bruce Lipton's one person, Dr. John Kappas is another, and both of them said the same thing. From the time you're
Mm-hmm.
0, well, I think as Bruce Lipton said, from the time you're 0 to the time you're 7, and Dr. Kappas said time 0 to the time you're 8. So right in there, that's your programming period. And then if you want to have a new experience, you got to reprogram that stuff. And then the way to do that is what I figured out with my class is do the questions. Remember, coaching is asking questions. Ask the questions. What is it that you want to have? What do you want to experience? What do you want your life to be like? What could you stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning talking about? It's like, what is it that's inside of you that wants to be expressed in the world? Okay, now that I get those answers, right, I take them and I write them as if it's already done. So I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
what the information I'm getting from the client, I'm putting it into a statement that is written as if it's already occurred. And then I have the client listen to it for 30 days. And in 30 days, they start having breakthroughs and the doors open, right? The doors open
That's insane.
because
That's crazy.
program is new, so the doors are opening and they're on point for doing what they want. And then after that, the other coaching part of it is keeping them accountable, making sure that they're listening to the vision statement
Yes.
and
Yep.
reprogramming it.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
the key
Yep.
right there. Make sure they're listening to that vision statement and reprogramming, and then get them accountable. Okay, what step are you going to take next?
Yeah.
What doors are going to open for you next? Right?
Yeah.
So that's the power
The
of,
accountability piece is really, really big, right? Would
well,
you say it's
yeah.
even like it's one of the biggest thing that people actually investing in them, like in themselves, to have somebody who keeps them accountable? Would you agree on that?
I think that the accountability is an important piece, but without the reprogramming, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be beating somebody up week after week after week. I had one of my students that came to take my class. She was coaching already. She was
Mm-hmm.
coaching women who were struggling with burnout. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, they keep telling me that they want this change, but week after week after week, they don't do it. I don't understand
Yep.
what's going on. I go, I could tell you it's the subconscious mind. They don't have the right programming. They're not going to
Yeah. Yeah.
change because people don't change. People don't change.
Right.
The way they change is to get a new program. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Get a new
Mm-hmm.
program, they'll change. Otherwise, they aren't going to change. So she came and took my class, and now she's having success teaching, coaching her women. It's great. So here's the thing: the accountability piece is good. It's
Mm-hmm.
important, but it's not the answer. The answer is
Yep.
reprogram the subconscious mind. Now hold them accountable to moving forward and make sure that they're
Makes
listening to the
sense.
vision statement and reprogramming, right?
Yep.
And here's
Yep.
the thing,
Yep.
that vision statement lasts for about 6 months
Uh-huh.
because by the end of 6 months, they've done it. It's amazing. They've done it. They've accomplished what they said that they wanted to do. Now it's time for a new vision statement to get on the next thing that they want to get done.
Next level. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's great. I mean, I really feel very blessed to do what I do. I love people. I love hearing back from my coaches and their own success. I'll share one more story. I had one of my coaches who is an author now. She called, she goes, I just found my vision statement from my class 10 years ago because I've been doing this for 20 years, right?
That's really powerful.
Right?
Yeah.
I just found my vision
Mm.
statement from 10 years ago where I said I wanted to write a book. She goes, I got 4 books on Amazon now. So, it's like she had the breakthrough. She wrote the book and
Yeah.
and the book and another book and another book. So she's really living her life true to what she wanted to do. It was a dream and then it became reality. And that's how it works. We just got to reprogram that old messages that says you can't into saying you can and you will, especially if it's your divine purpose, right? If
Hmm.
it's your, you could say, well, I want to be rich. I want to be rich, rich, rich. It's just not going to work for you. What will work is I want to, I have this art inside of me and I want to be able to express it and share it with the world. That will go because you're saying this is what's inside of me that I want to give back, right?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
if you just like, oh, I want to be rich, 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 good luck with it. I don't think that's going to
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to, yeah, the piece of, the money piece is not really a great goal to go for, like, to aim for, because like the money is like you can live pretty really, like, really good life, I think, with around like between 10 to 20 thousand dollars per month, in my opinion. And like that's nothing extremely hard to do, and people, there are lots of people who are basically, and lots of entrepreneurs who are getting it. But then, like, when you achieve this, like, there has to be something bigger than just, money, because there has to be something that drives you. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. What is it inside of you that keeps you going? For
Yeah.
me, I think the bottom line I go back to is uplifting humanity. Man, if
Yeah.
everybody could live with that passion and that energy and the light that I have inside of me, it's like I want to share it with the world. So it's like if everybody had that going on, can you imagine the world we live in? I mean, you would walk down the
So different. Yeah. Wow.
people would be beaming and they'd be happy and they'd
Yeah.
be, it's like, hey, how are you doing? They'd be, oh my God, you wouldn't believe what happened. It's so great. Life is good. Yeah, I
Yeah. Yeah.
want that for people. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same with me. Pretty on the similar, basically a road, on a similar, yeah. It's just, it's so interesting and amazing and fulfilling to see somebody who is literally like his life changed, and escape, like, yeah, it's just, it's so different. Anyway, so when it comes to, you and your family, you said that you have how many kids?
I,
Three,
I
four,
literally have four children. So it's
four childrens.
two boys and two girls. They're all grown. They're all on their own. And yeah. And I have a grandson. His name is Saint.
Wow.
Too. But yeah, he just did a performance at his school today. I got to go see that before we done.
Nice, nice, nice. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is awesome. So, do you see, or did they, any of your child went like with a similar way as you choose to go, like entrepreneurship, or they decided different way?
Yes, I have two that are more entrepreneurs. Well, actually three. Three of them are more entrepreneurs. I have my older daughter is works for a bank, so
Uh-huh.
she climbed up that ladder, right? She
Yep.
climbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's in the corporate world, and then the other three are doing their own thing, that
Hmm.
they feel good about, which is great.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you, my youngest has a college degree in business communications with a minor in TV, film, and media, and she
Uh-huh.
doesn't use any of that, right? She works in a medical spa where they do facial things,
Yep.
and help. She loves what she does. She helps women look beautiful, right?
Hmm.
Helps
Hmm.
them change their appearance till they feel really confident and good about their looks.
Right.
That's what
Yep.
she loves. That has nothing to do with business communications. So she went that route at the encouragement of her father. She went that route, went to college and did all that, and then went, that's not my passion. That's not what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, do you do something that you've studied? You probably don't, right?
No,
Do
well,
you, like, no,
not
not
school.
anymore.
Yeah, I mean the programming I did learn at school. I did go to school to get specific programming language and
Right.
learn that stuff. But then after that, everything that I've studied since then has been self-study. It's like
Yeah.
I'll go to a bookstore and sit there for 3 hours and read a book and then
Right.
go, oh, I better buy this. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm I am always researching. I'm a researcher and I study. I love learning. I love
Yeah.
learning about things, you know?
How is
So
it important to love learning in our lives?
yeah, it's oh, don't ever stop. You know what? I think it was Gandhi that said, live as though you are going to die tomorrow and learn
Right.
as though you're going to live forever. Right? We want to learn as though we're going to live forever. Keep learning. Don't stop learning. I think that's, when you might die if you stop learning. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like, for me, learning is everything basically. Like I'm studying all the time. And I see it
Yeah.
from you, like you are the same, right?
Yes.
Studying, figuring out stuff. Like it's without that, I don't know who said it, but I heard a quote that um basically people are dying in their 26 years old, when they are 26 years old, because basically they stop studying, because the system is designed this way, right? Like
Yeah.
you have the paper, you have everything what you need, and now you
Yes.
just go and do your work,
Right? Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
done.
Oh, no.
And then you can see basically people who are getting older and older because they are not using their head anymore, like their brain anymore. They don't study, they don't read, they don't figuring out. So it's really interesting, like then, like how fast the brain dies when you literally do not use it. And I
Yeah.
never ever planning to even like stop learning. I just love learning, love figuring things out. But
Yes.
it's just so much. It's so fulfilling. I don't know, like I just get obsessed about, like, in with learning and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There's so many interesting things. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a researcher. I study, I read. I don't know. I read at night, every night before I go to sleep. I read. It's like I just, I don't know. I think there's especially in today's world, right?
Right.
There's so much to learn. There's so many new things that are being revealed and staying on top of those things and knowing about them. I like AI. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's like um I'm using software called Replit. It's an AI
Uh-huh.
thing to help
Yeah.
program, right? You can say, hey, create a sales funnel for me and interface it with my CRM. And you can do, in 5 minutes, oh, here's your sales funnel and here's your interface it to the CRM. And so it's phenomenal what can be done with AI.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I also put on my website, I put a chat bot that I
Mm-hmm.
created using ChatGPT. I said,
Uh-huh.
so you teach ChatGPT about the coaching and the industry and all that kind of stuff, and then you take all that information and put it on create a little chat bot. And I put it on my website.
Yep. Yeah.
And so when he goes there and goes to the chat, it'll answer questions that, otherwise they could call me. That's the other thing. It's like I always tell everybody, you know what? I'm from the day and age where I say, pick up the phone and call me.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
do you use like it's like GPTs that you have trained and like put it on your, like, like something like, like custom GPT that you have trained and you have on, like, you use it on a website or something
yes,
like that you call.
exactly,
Okay. Okay.
exactly.
Interesting.
I created it's a chat bot is what it's called. So I asked chat,
Right.
create a chat bot for me for my website. And then so I had to give it all the data, that it needs to know about
Yeah.
Wainwright
Yeah.
Global.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, now I want to install this. You just asked, how do I install it now? How do I put it on my website?
Right. 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 Yeah, it's really interesting, right? Because like with the power of AI these days, it's also like this is also like really interesting topic to go for.
Yes,
Um
yes,
because like AI is completely changing the game, right?
it
Like it's
is.
insane,
It is.
right? And people who don't use AI in their businesses, or if pretty much any, yeah, in their businesses, let's say, is they literally like they're gonna get crushed by people who do, because
Right.
like the speed that you can get their information and things done, and how much money you can save actually on human labor, it's insane. um
Agreed.
right. So
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I think we are good to wrap this conversation up. And before I do so, I have three questions, like rapid fire, that I ask most of the people. And I would love to go through them with you also. So the first one would be, what is the one book that you would recommend to read?
Oh,
Anybody who is having struggle in, for example, in yours, like, with mindset and so on, or even like something with a business, I'll let it on you.
okay. So I would say there's The Power of Now by Eckhart
Uh-huh.
Tolle,
Okay.
because it's the answer. It's the end of suffering. If you read that book, he's got the answers to end all suffering in that book.
Wow.
So yeah, it's good. That's a really
That's
good.
really interesting. Okay, I'll have to look it up because
Okay.
I've never read that one. Okay, so the second one is, if you could delete one piece of advice from the internet, what that would be?
Delete a piece of advice.
Yeah, that is completely like not serving people at all, and most of the people are effective
Okay,
by that.
so I don't know if you've heard about this, but this is really sad. ChatGPT, I think you might be aware, is written to encourage, right,
Right?
people. So, and build them up. Some kids have turned to ChatGPT and asked for help committing suicide.
Wow.
So if I could delete that out of Chat
Hmm.
GPT, like to have some kind of, life is valuable, don't ever
Yeah.
help them, tie a knot around their neck. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if I would delete that. That's what I would
Right.
delete. Anything that would cause harm to children. Yeah.
And then the last one is, if this would be your last interview you would ever done, what would be the message that you would love to leave behind you?
Live a life you love. That's it. Live a life you love.
I love it. That's awesome.
You
Yeah.
can just do it.
Yeah. 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 Why that? Why would you decide it's for that?
To live a life because, we're here as spiritual beings, right? Having this human experience. The reason for that was so that we could learn that unconditional love and acceptance. That's my belief anyway. And there's no point in being here and spending this time here, because it seems like an eternity, even though it's, our lifetime is really, the things, our lifetime is very short. However, it's like, why not have fun? Why not
Yeah.
enjoy life? So live a life you love. Why not? Right? What's stopping you? Gotta think about that. What is stopping you from living a life you love? It's got to be your
Mm-hmm.
mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Change your
Mm-hmm.
mind. Live a life you love. Do it.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Well, and I have a last question. Like, what is the future for you now look like? Where are you going? Like, what is your goal for this year or maybe a couple of years?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. Well, okay, so I wrote my book, Awakening to Divine Purpose, published it in December. I do have another book that I want to write called Angelic Conversations. And so that's on the burner. But I also am looking forward to doing more podcasts with people and just getting the message out that, you know what, this life is short. Live it, do what you love. Simple as that.
Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you. Where people can find you to connect with you?
So the website is lifecoachtrainingonline.com. Lifecoachtrainingonline.com. That you can find me there, or call me. I'm saying pick up the phone. That number is 949-281-6737.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you for being here. It was a pleasure to have you. And for everybody who's listening, we will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.